Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the world of family haulers that actually make road trips feel like a vacation instead of a chore. Today, we're talking about the 2026 Toyota Sienna, the minivan that's been quietly revolutionizing how we think about getting the whole crew from point A to B without breaking the bank on gas or your sanity. If you've got a growing family, or you're just tired of squeezing into SUVs that promise space but deliver headaches, stick around because this one's got it all: hybrid efficiency that laughs in the face of gas prices, enough room to pack for a cross-country adventure, and tech that keeps everyone entertained without a single "are we there yet?" meltdown. I've spent some time behind the wheel and poring over the specs, and let me tell you, the Sienna isn't just surviving in a world of flashy crossovers, it's thriving. Let's jump right in and start with what you see first when you pull up to the curb: that bold exterior that's equal parts practical and surprisingly stylish. Picture this: you're approaching the front of the 2026 Sienna, and right away, you're greeted by that signature Toyota grille that's evolved into something a bit more assertive this year. It's a wide, trapezoidal setup with sleek LED headlights that sweep back elegantly, giving it a modern, almost crossover-like vibe without screaming minivan from a mile away. The lower bumper has these subtle air vents integrated seamlessly, adding a touch of aggression, especially on the XSE trim where things get sportier with a blacked-out mesh insert and fog lights that pop against the chrome accents. It's not over-the-top flashy, but it's confident, designed to say, "Yeah, I'm here to haul your soccer team, but I clean up nice for date night too." The hood line is smooth and slightly sculpted, flowing into the fenders without any awkward breaks, and the overall front fascia feels wider and more planted on the road, thanks to the 18-inch or optional 20-inch alloys that fill out the wheel wells perfectly. One thing I love is how the daytime running lights form a sharp, seat-shaped signature that mirrors the taillights in the back, creating this cohesive look from every angle. It's a subtle refresh from last year, but it makes the Sienna feel fresh and forward-thinking, like Toyota's whispering, "We've listened to you minivan skeptics, here's proof we're evolving." Now, sliding over to the side profile, that's where the Sienna really shines as the ultimate family vessel disguised as something cool. The lines are clean and aerodynamic, with a low roofline that dips gently toward the rear, maximizing that sliding door convenience without sacrificing headroom inside. Those power sliding doors standard across the board open wide with a satisfying whoosh, revealing up to 101.7 cubic feet of cargo space when you fold everything flat, but more on that later. The side mirrors are huge, housing blind spot monitors that work flawlessly, and the character line running along the doors adds a bit of visual interest, breaking up the slab-sided look that plagued older minivans. On higher trims like the Limited or Platinum, you get these chrome or two-tone accents that elevate the whole thing, and the 20-inch wheels on the XSE, they hug the arches just right, with low-profile tires that hint at a touch more handling poise without punishing you on potholes. The wheelbase stretches out to 120.5 inches, which means stability on highways is rock solid, but it doesn't feel boat-like in parking lots. And let's not forget the available all-wheel drive. It's subtle from the side. No bulky diffs or anything, just that extra peace of mind for snowy drives. Overall, the side view screams practicality wrapped in subtlety. It's long enough to intimidate parallel parking newbies, but nimble enough to make you forget you're in a minivan until those doors glide open like magic, flipping around to the rear. The Sienna keeps the momentum going with a tailgate that's power-operated on most trims and swings up high, enough to load groceries or gear without stooping. The taillights are full-width LEDs that stretch across the back, slim and modern, with a smoked lens effect on sportier models that ties back to the front aggression. The rear bumper is body-colored with integrated reflectors and a license plate recess that's cleanly tucked away. No cheap plastic overhangs here. On the XSE, it gets that same sporty diffuser vibe with dual exhaust tips that are purely cosmetic but add a nice flourish, making it look like it could hustle if it wanted to. The glass is tinted for privacy, and the rear wiper hides away neatly so you don't have that awkward stalk poking out. Cargo-wise, even with the third row up, you've got 33.5 cubic feet behind it, enough for a week's worth of luggage and the one touch. Fold-flat seats make it vanish into the floor without a fight. From the back, it just looks balanced and purposeful, like a vehicle built by parents who actually use it every day. No gimmicks, just reliable lines that say, "Load me up and let's go." All right. Enough ogling the outside, let's step inside. Because if the exterior is the invitation, the interior is the party you didn't know you needed. Swing open those doors and you're hit with this airy, upscale cabin that feels more like a rolling living room than a budget hauler. The materials are a step up this year with soft-touch plastics on the dash and doors, available leather-trimmed seats that breathe on hot days, and ambient lighting that bathes everything in a soft glow on platinum models. Up front, the driver gets a commanding perch with an adjustable seat that slides fore and aft, tilts, and even has heating and ventilation on XLE and up. The steering wheel is leather-wrapped, thick-gripped for confidence, and the gauges. On base Leah, it's a simple 7-inch digital display flanked by analogs, but climb to XLE or higher. And you've got a full 12.3-inch customizable screen that shows everything from nav to fuel economy at a glance. The infotainment is Toyota's latest 8-inch touchscreen standard, ballooning to 12.3 inches on most trims with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connect seamlessly, no fumbling with cables. There's a wireless charger up front that's faster and more efficient than before, and the center stack has physical knobs for climate and volume because Toyota knows touchscreens aren't for everything, moving rearward. The second row is where the magic happens. Those available captain's chairs slide a full 25 inches front to back, so you can stretch out like you're in first class or shove them forward for max cargo. On Limited and Platinum, they recline with pop-up ottomans, turning the middle into a lounge zone complete with reading lights and USB-C ports everywhere. Seriously. There are like 18 Q folders and outlets scattered around to keep juice flowing to tablets and phones. The third row folds flat with one pull, but it's best for kids or shorter adults on long hauls, offering 38.7 inches of legroom when the seconds are mid-position. And get this, higher trims pack a built-in vacuum in the console, pull it out, and you've got a mini shop vac for those inevitable goldfish crumbs, and even a center console fridge to keep snacks cold. The air system's tri-zone standard, quad zone optional, so no one's fighting over the vents. Rear entertainment? Optional 11.6-inch screen that streams from your phone, paired with the JBL 12-speaker system that thumps without distortion. It's quiet in here, two-road noise is hushed, thanks to extra sound deadening, and the whole space feels premium without the premium price tag. Families, this is your fortress? Now, let's talk about what happens when you fire it up and hit the gas, because performance in a minivan isn't about drag strip glory. It's about effortless, reliable, go-anywhere capability that doesn't guzzle your paycheck. Under the hood, or rather, seamlessly integrated, is Toyota's proven hybrid setup, a 2.5-liter four-cylinder Atkinson cycle engine mated to 2 electric motors up front, churning out a combined 245 horsepower and 176 pound-feet of torque through a smooth ECVT. No traditional gears to hunt for? It's all electric smoothness that whispers you forward. Front-wheel drive is standard, but for $1,000 extra, all-wheel drive adds a third motor out back, sending power where it's needed without sapping efficiency. 0 to 60? We're looking at about 7.5 seconds in our WD tester, peppy enough to merge onto highways with confidence, even loaded with 7 passengers and a roof rack full of bikes. It's not a sports car. Sure, the engine can get a bit buzzy under hard acceleration, like it's working overtime, but in everyday driving, it's refined and predictable. The suspension is tuned for comfort over corners. It's soft enough to iron out bumps on family errands, but firms up nicely on the XSE with its sport-tuned setup, reducing body roll without turning it into a roller coaster. Brakes are strong and progressive, with Reagan adding to the hybrid magic, and steering is light yet accurate, making tight U-turns a breeze despite the 203-inch length. Towing, up to 3,500 pounds when equipped, perfect for a small trailer or boat. Overall, it's the minivan that drives like a well-mannered sedan, effortless, efficient, and always ready for whatever chaos the kids throw at it. Speaking of efficiency, you can't talk Sienna without geeking out on the numbers, because this hybrid isn't just greenwashing, it's the class leader. EPA rates the front drive models at an astonishing 36 miles per gallon city and 36 highway, blending to 36 combined, while a WD dips just a hair to 35 city and 36 highway. In real-world testing, we've seen mid-30s on mixed loops, and one long-term AWD Platinum averaged 29 over 40,000 miles with kids, dogs, and detours. That's like getting a Accord level thrift in a vehicle twice the size over 600 miles per tank if you're gentle.